How's it going, Renegades? Coach Pat here, and today we're going to take a look at a few of our athletes from the noon class here at Our Crew Fitness, and let's just watch the guy on the top here. His name is Ron, and last week we did a couple of different rowing workouts. One was for max effort rowing in 10 minutes, and for that we want to be nice and smooth, nice and efficient, and so we worked on a couple of things with these guys. I'm going to use Ron as an example to point out a couple of things that many people will need to work on. And that's just how you're sitting on the seat. So if you take a look at him right now at the catch, when he starts his drive, his body angle is already open. So his shoulder is already past his hip, past vertical. And so when he catches and he takes a stroke like that, he no longer has the ability to use his body as a lever in the second half of the stroke. And he also is doing it with a slightly rounded back, so not very good posture. So what I'm going to ask him to do is actually change how he's sitting on the seat. So if we pause it, we'll take it through a little ways. If we just watch it here, here's his finish. It's a pretty strong finish. His feet are connected to the footboards, legs are engaged. He's got good posture at this point, and he's keeping tension on that chain all the way through. Now, as he releases and starts his recovery, you're going to see him bring the hands away, start to bring the body over, but instead of continuing to bring the body over here, ideally, I'd like to see him get his body to here before his seat and his leg starts to move. Whereas right now, it's back here. So let's watch one more time from the finish. Here's his release. Good posture there. I'd like to see him, as he swings his arms away, swing his body over so that his shoulder is in line with that green line before his seat starts moving. What you're going to notice here is as I take it through frame by frame, his seat is already moving at this point. And so he never gets a chance to adjust how his sit bones are contacting the seat. He's sort of sitting on the back of his sit bones and falling off his seat, and he never gets a chance to get back over his hips before he gets to the catch. And then when he gets to the catch, he has to stop. He tries to reach for more, has to try and find good posture, and then he decides to push and get tension on the chain, which takes too long and becomes very inefficient over longer times when you're rowing. So watch one more time, full speed. Keep an eye on Ron here on the top. He finishes his stroke, and instead of swinging through his hip and sitting tall, he rounds his back and sort of collapses as he comes forward, which leads to an inefficient catch and a loss of power and opportunity to use his body as a lever on the next drive. So now let's start to take a look at Joseph on the bottom here. You'll notice that he has very good posture. He's very focused on his posture and keeping his arms straight at the catch. We'll have Joseph row here. And as he builds up, you'll notice that he also has good handle heights. His chain is pretty smooth. He's got good posture. He's got good balance. He's swinging his body over and getting over his hips, which is what Ron needs to work on. One thing that Joseph will need to work on is just his connection and how he carries his power through the end of the stroke. So you notice he gets his heels down fairly quickly, and he has a good strong push with his legs. But right about when his legs get all the way down, his heels come up off the footboards, and he has to point his toes and really fight to stay connected to the footboards. And so this is something we've been working on with him. And rather than having to feel like he's falling backwards, I just want him to find better timing and better sequence, start to open the body a little bit more aggressively and use his hips a little bit more aggressively through the middle of the drive, so that by the time his legs are down, he can keep his feet connected to the footboards, his legs engaged, and have a nice strong pull to finish his stroke. So, that's a solid finish there. But unfortunately, his feet, he's kind of having to really point through those toes, and it'd be nice if we could just have his foot flat so he's a little bit smoother as he gets his hands away, and he has a little bit more connection to the erg and to the boat. But if we take it through here, here's his catch. He's got good connection. His hips and hands are connected. He goes to drive. He gets his heels down right there, so he's driving through his legs, driving through his legs, driving through his legs. Right about here is where I'd like to see him start to open up his hips and his body, so that by the time his knees are down, he can be in a little bit more of a layback and finish with a strong pull and not feel like he has to really point those toes too hard and keep himself from falling backwards. But overall, good stuff from both of them. They're both doing a couple of things well, and they both need to work on a couple of things. Ron, just posture, getting his body over, and Joseph carrying that tension on the chain all the way through the finish by keeping his full foot connected to the footboards. So hopefully that helps, guys. Let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to seeing you guys crush in the gym. All right, have a great day.